Hi everybody, my name is John Herman. I'm a planetarium educator here at the Museum of Arts and Sciences and a citizen scientist astronaut candidate. In conjunction with our latest exhibit, Dare Mighty Things, Exploring Mars with Perseverance, I'm going to be doing a talk sharing my experience from the Mars Desert Research Station in Hanksville, Utah, or MDRS for short. The Mars Desert Research Station is the second oldest Mars simulation facility in the world and is one of two simulated Mars analog habitats owned and operated by the Mars Society. My crew, Crew 160, and I spent 2 weeks in the Utah desert living in a tin can at MDRS, doing all of the tasks that future astronauts will have to accomplish living and working either on the Martian or lunar surfaces. MDRS, as well as other analogs here on Earth, including High Seas, Hera, and Nemo, all provide locations to test science needed to eventually have larger human presences on other worlds. The individuals who choose to stay and do research at these facilities are pioneers who are putting their own physical and mental states on the line to further necessary research. Much of what is conducted at MDRS and other facilities will be similar to what astronauts will experience on Mars or the Moon, including conducting experiments, growing their own food, and maintaining a constant water and oxygen supply. The reason that we would compare Mars to the Moon is that the Moon is our only frame of reference. It's the only place that we have been to besides the planet Earth, and not in recent years have we been there, but during the Apollo program we went, and hopefully within the next couple of decades with NASA's new Artemis program we will go back. One major difference between the Moon and Mars is the time that it takes to get there. To go to the Moon, it's about 3 days one way to get there. For Mars, it's a 6 to 9 month journey one way. Round trip on Mars, it would be about 3 years, accounting for that 6 to 9 month trip there, waiting for the planets to line back up again, and then the 6 to 9 month journey back home. With the Moon, if something goes wrong on a colony or something like that there on the surface, it's a 3-day journey, so we can very easily get back there or send supplies if needed. It's a lot safer choice than sending astronauts to Mars immediately. So right now we have the technology to send human beings to Mars. We can't get them back though, but that's being worked on. But the larger thing is the human element. So that 6 to 9 month journey to Mars is what astronauts on the International Space Station experience every single day. Since the year 2000, astronauts have been living and working on the ISS and have been conducting experiments up there. And one of the things that we have learned is that your bones and muscles degenerate over time, spending time in microgravity. When they come back to Earth, the gravity is so much that they have to be pulled out of the capsules. So if we send human beings to Mars right now, that 6 to 9 month journey that they would spend in microgravity on the way there wouldn't guarantee a one small step for man experience on the surface. While we don't know if we can have that photo opportunity on Mars, we've already had that on the Moon with the Apollo program. And that's why it's more imperative to set up a more permanent base of operations on the lunar surface than it is to send astronauts to Mars. Right now on Mars, Perseverance is the first spacecraft of its kind ever dedicated to the search for life. And recently, it just sealed its first sample of the Martian surface, looking for microscopic ancient fossils of microorganisms that would have been swimming around on the surface about 3 billion years ago. Those test tubes are going to be left on the surface, and right now, NASA and other world space agencies are working on recovery efforts to bring those samples back here to Earth. Aside from the rovers, probes, satellites, and other spacecraft that NASA and other world space agencies have launched, largely space is becoming more commercialized and more accessible to everybody. Recently, Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson launched themselves into space on board their respective space companies, Virgin Galactic and Blue Origin. Those two missions with Richard Branson and Jeff Bezos were suborbital, meaning that they launched and came back. They didn't fully go around the Earth, or really at all. But orbital, which SpaceX does, are going to be launching their Inspiration 4 mission that will make 4 complete orbits around the Earth before re-entering with their fully commercial crew. The FAA has recently changed their designation of who is an astronaut from individuals that go to space to individuals that contribute to the mission as a whole. Since the era of the space shuttle, you no longer need to be a military test pilot to become an astronaut. But with the commercialization of spaceflight, space is more accessible now than ever to all of us. Thank you for joining us for this virtual talk. Be sure to come to the museum and check out Dare Mighty Things, Exploring Mars with Perseverance, open now till November 7th.